All right, so I figured it was that time of year. We're running out of year, right? 2020, quickly approaching 2019, about to be ancient history. But I figured it was time to do some hot stove Yankees baseball talk right here on 954sports.com's YouTube channel. Thank you for joining me. I am Matt Levine. I appreciate it. Happy holidays. Happy New Year in advance, 2020. Quickly approaching. Hard to believe. I say that every year, but this is certainly hard to believe that we'll be able to say for the next 12 months that it is 2020. Pretty cool. One thing is for certain. I'm looking forward to the New York Yankees. They've delivered thus far in the biggest holiday gift of all, as you see that beautiful painting there of New York Yankees Stadium, all decked out for the holidays with the Christmas tree, the bunting, the wreaths, looking good. I do like Yankee Stadium, though. I like the old Yankee Stadium the best. In the spring and the summer, a lot more than the winter. But that's neither here or there, because let's talk about what the Yanks got done. Gerrit Cole, 19th all the way to the World Series without losing a game. 20-5. The ERA, right in the mid-twos. Lifetime, not too shabby. The right-hander sporting a record of 94-52. Lifetime ERA, again, not shabby. 3.22. And last year he was brilliant and was the difference maker in leading the Astros to the American League pennant. Put him on the Yankees. Yankees go to the World Series against the Nationals. Probably win. That's neither here or there, right? All hypothetical, because the Nationals, they're the champs. They earned it. But the Astros had Cole. The Yankees now have him. Did his press conference recently at Yankee Stadium. What I like about this guy on the mound, he's short, sweet, to the point. He's intense. Off the mound, he seems very appreciative and humbled by the opportunity to become a Yankee. Keeps it short and sweet. Keeps things in context and talks about what it means to be in pinstripes. Let's take a look and listen to the Yankees' new-found ace in the Bronx.
It's just what a franchise of tradition and success and championships, and it kind of embodies the true American dream.
It certainly does. That is the true American dream, as Don King would say, right? Only in America. That's the Yanks' new ace. So you get Cole, you plug him in as the ace, and you get a bunch of other guys I'll talk about in a moment that will be the 1A, 2, 3, 4, and then eventual, hopefully, 5th starter. Get rid of that opener nonsense. I know it's a new age, but to me it's nonsense. What can I say? Old school. Meanwhile, the Yankees also saying bye-bye to this guy. I certainly liked him as a Yankee. Didi Gregorius, and that comes against Cole, right? Key moment of the playoffs. Almost hits the home run there. But he's on his way out of the Bronx and on his way to Philadelphia to play for former Yankees skipper Joe Girardi. A 1-year contract for Didi. He'll earn every cent of it. Always a big Didi supporter. I felt that he filled the shoes of Derek Jeter as well as anyone could, on and off the field. A gentleman, a gamer, had the Tommy John surgery, wasn't quite the same in coming back for the Yankees last year as he had been in his other handful of seasons since replacing El Capitan. So it's interesting. You'll probably get Gleyber. I love Gley. Going over to shortstop. DJ LeMahieu, who was a godsend for the Yankees, can play his natural second base position, and he's a Gold Glover there. He was great at first. And I guess you can roll the dice with Luke Voit, who you hope is healthy next year, and maybe Mike Ford at first base. So just a couple of things to touch on with the Yanks regarding the ace, the changes in the infield. It should be interesting. I think that's the way they're going to go. Now, in the outfield, right? These crossed. You get health across the board with Stanton and Judge. Love to see what a second season, which would be the third of these two guys playing together, would look like when they're healthy. We knew what it looked like in 2018, both of them, Bronx Bombers. Last year, the injuries set in. You're hoping in 2020 you get both of these guys healthy for 162. Aaron Hicks, he'll be on the injury list for a while with his surgery. So that leaves Stanton, Judge, Tauchman, and thank you, baseball gods, for bringing back Brent Gardner. Love Gardy. Oldie but a goodie. Was so clutch last year. And I guess Frazier would probably be your outfield heading into opening day unless the Yankees do make a move. Maybe get another lefty bat. Maybe surprise us with another outfielder in the mix. But that's how I'm kind of seeing things shake out with the Yankees outfield. Third base, you talk about Gio. Gio was Gio was good. Every bit of a glove that you need at third base in being a steady, could make the great plays when you need to, but will make the routine plays all the time. And he was just a good old-fashioned butt-kicking third baseman is what I'm getting at. Greg Nettles, Brooks Robinson, guys of that ilk. Just feel the hot corner with no problemo. Played 136 games. What did I get him? 123 games at third base. He made 13 errors in 284 chances. 314 with the stick. That was a knock on this guy, that he wasn't a consistent hitter. He was a jewel in the Cleveland Indians franchise, right? Basically comes off the scrap heap for nothing to the Yankees. 21 homers, 74 RBI. Brian Cashman has been quoted as saying that it is Gio's job to lose. The problem is you've got a dude in Miguel Andar who can hit the ball when healthy. Talk about good old-fashioned. What he is a good old-fashioned slugger. For some reason, he reminds me a lot of an Edgar Martinez, a guy who's just meant to be a DH. And maybe that's where he finds himself this year, until at least Hicks gets back. Mention the outfield. You mentioned the potential combo with Ford, Voit at first. I think the DH slot goes right to Miggy Andujar. I think he'd be brilliant. Out all year last year, right? Had the problem with the shoulder. I think it was the shoulder or the elbow. Sidelined. Tried to come back. I think he had 8-10 at-bats, unsuccessful. 27 homers, 92 RBI, 297 as the American League Rookie of the Year runner-up in 2018. Broke Joe DiMaggio records, like most doubles for a Yankee rookie. I think he had, I wrote it down, there we go, 47 doubles. So you know how brilliant this guy could be. So I think what I'm trying to say, there's been a lot of rumors that he would be trade bait. We're going deep into the hot stove season, crossing into the new year. I think he stays. I think he is a natural designated hitter. In other words, not a good enough glove, or the kind of guy that has a designated position in the field. But you play in the American League, Edgar Martinez him. Let him slug. And then here and there you can put him in at third base to give Gio a spell. I bet you can play the other corner too. It'd be interesting to see if he picks up a first base glove as the Yankees get ready to hit Tampa. In 5-6 weeks from now, right? Rest of the pitching, how it shakes out behind Cole. Well, you've got the regular cast of characters. I'm not sure if this guy fits in. Diego Herman, who was brilliant for the Yankees. Almost a 20-game winner until the domestic abuse charges rained against him as the Yankees got ready for the playoffs. The Yankees don't put up with that stuff. I don't know if he'll ever be in pinstripes. However, I do know that the Yanks will have the likes of Tanaka back. You have Paxson. Jordan Montgomery would be very interesting to see come back from his Tommy John surgery. This is a guy who had so many high hopes attached to him as becoming a potential Yankee ace. And of course, the truest Yankee ace prior to Gerrit Cole, Luis Severino, will come back for a full season, knock on glass, healthy. So that's where you get your 1A. You get your Tanaka, you get your Paxson, and you get Severino. Just on the bubble of being a bona fide ace. But now that falls on the shoulders of Gerrit Cole. So on paper, if everyone's healthy, a big if in any sport, especially with a pitching staff in the major leagues, and a high profile one, if I can say it 10 times fast, right? No, thank you. A high profile one like this in the Big Apple. Everyone is going to be under the microscope. Gerrit Cole. There are going to be 324 million reasons to dissect his game the next 9 years. And it starts with 2020 in the Bronx. But again, on paper, you got yourself a pretty darn good pitching staff. J.A. Happ, he's the odd man out, getting a boatload of money. As far as the starter goes, he's older than dirt right now. I think he's 36, 37. Didn't pitch well in his first full season as a Bomber last year. Pitched well when he came over in 2018 at the trade deadline from Toronto. But wasn't too spectacular last year for the Yankees. So it'd be interesting to see who else fits into the starting rotation, because you know all five guys, it's hard to keep them healthy, and there's always spot starters. You know, a guy like Luis Sessa could fit that role nicely. See if the Yankees still go outside and look for some help for that pitching staff. Always a possibility with cash as we get ready for spring training. Bullpen. Betances. I know he was lost to the Mets. What are you going to do, right? That's just the way it goes. I saw his picture. I'm looking for it now on Twitter over the Christmas holidays. And I thought to myself, wow, that looks kind of funny. First off, he had a beard. There it is. And secondly, you see him wearing the Mets' pinstripes now and not the Yankees. And my point is, with him, he's one of my favorite Yankees. One healthy. One heck of a pitcher for the Bronx Bombers. A New York kid, born and raised. There he is. Went to high school in New York. Pitches minor league baseball for the Staten Island Yankees. Made his rise to the big leagues with the Bronx Bombers. Unfortunate accident last year, right? Came back from the arm injury. Got 2 batters out on strikeouts late into the summer. Did a little hop, step, jump for a celebration. And hurt his Achilles tendon. And that was the end of his Yankees career. He's now a Met, as you can see in his Twitter post. Sporting the facial hair at the Yankees do not allow. Clean shaven in the left. Mets allow it. He's sporting the beard now, the goatee. So he's now a Met, and the question becomes, can he stay healthy? But that's no longer a question for the Yankees to have to field or deal with. I think if he's healthy, he can do anything for the Mets. Diaz fails, he can become a closer, setup man, whatever the Mets need. That guy's a gamer. He's one of the absolute worst fielding pitchers I've ever seen. That's the only knock on him, and keeping runners on base. Different game in the National League. But if he's healthy and he's used right out of the bullpen, he's only going to be a benefit to the Mets. He's a New York kid, and now he gets the rare opportunity, right, of being a guy who's an all-star, potentially, for both squads. I mean, how many of those have there been? Darryl, Willie, so on and so forth. So I wish him the best. With that said, the Yankees are going to have a bunch of dudes to choose from in that bullpen. Familiar repeat offenders, right? Chappie comes back for another year. Get the best closer in the game for my 2 cents. Of course, you get Jonathan Holder is going to be relied on. Canely, a little bit disappointing down the stretch, but he was solid. Ottavino, another New York kid, completely disappointing in his first year as a Yankee. I'm looking for much bigger and better. Zach Britton, love the guy. Ice water in the veins. Looking forward to another full season of him being healthy as a New York Yankee. And of course, Chad Green has become one of my favorites out of the bullpen. So the pieces to the puzzle are there for that Yankees bullpen, minus Betances, who again shuffles his way from the Bronx to Queens. So what's left? As I said, maybe another bat from the left side. I mean, the Yankees have been, for years it seems, in love with the kid on the Cubs, Schwarber. A great hitter. I mean, he would fit like a glove from the left side with that short right field porch. Poked out 38 home runs last year for the Cubs. He was fully healthy. He was in the prime of his career. I know that the Cubs and the Yankees have talked about it in the past. When Chapman went over to the Cubbies for Gleyber, there was talk of him being thrown around in a trade. The Yankees have coveted him. That's the word I'm searching for in the old noggin. For a long time. We shall see. Maybe he comes over to the Bombers in a trade. Nothing ever surprises me with the Yankees, not even the record-setting $324 million contract that Gerrit Cole got. So I'm primed and ready for 2020. I'm looking forward to Yankee baseball. It's been a long time since I've looked forward to a season like this. I think since after the 2008 campaign when they won out, actively checked the boxes on their wish list and paid the price for what they needed then to chase a championship. And that time it was CC and Mark Teixeira. We know what happened in 2009. We're still looking for that title since. So from here to October of 2020 we go. And I look forward to talking much more Yankee baseball with you on 954sports.com's YouTube channel. So with that said, again, happy holidays. I'll be back with you in 2020 to talk some Yankees, hot stove baseball. Happy New Year. Enjoy.